Let's talk about ants, why they like to invade your home, why they're so difficult to control, and the most effective way to getting rid of those pesky little critters. When talking about ants, it is important to keep in mind that there are many different ant species in the US. We are going to focus our discussion on the more common household ant species. Ants typically live in colonies with one or more queens, larvae, and worker ants. Some of the workers are constantly foraging for food and moisture. When they find a food or moisture source, they leave a pheromone trail for other ants in the colony to follow to that source, even if that source is inside a home. When that happens, boom, you are dealing with an ant infestation. These are usually the ones that you see, but are only about 5 to 10% of the total number of ants in the nest. The first thing most people do when they are battling an ant infestation is to reach for an insecticide spray. Maggie's Farm Ant and Roach Killer or Home Bug Spray are great products to kill the ants you can see, and they can also help repel ants from entry points where they are coming into your home. Unless you find and spray the nest directly though, sprays won't do anything to get rid of the source of the problem, the colony, so the problem may keep coming back. The best way to truly get rid of an ant problem is to use an ant bait that is designed to attract foraging ants to the bait and allow the ants to take the bait back to the colony. The bait then gets shared among the ants and ultimately the colony is eliminated, as is the source of the problem. So while there is a trade-off of the quick kill of sprays versus the methodical kill of the baits are best at giving you the long-term results that you are looking for. No more ants. With that desired outcome in mind, I introduce to you Maggie's Farm Simply Effective No-Spill Ant Kill. Our bait product is different from other ant baits on the market as it has a patent-pending rigid gel formulation that's quite similar to gelatin. The rigid gel contains the high moisture and sugar contents ants crave, like a liquid bait, but it won't spill or make a sticky mess. It also allows the ants to walk on top of the bait so that they don't drown in it and more ants can feed at one time. What does all of this mean? Quicker results. The no-spill ant kill bait station is so easy to use. You activate it simply by removing the green sticker located on the bottom of the station to expose the access hole where ants will enter and exit. You do not need to remove the film on top of the station. You then place the station with the hole facing down next to where you are seeing ant activity. Keep in mind that you can use more than one no-spill station if you are dealing with a major ant infestation. Make sure not to use any sprays where you are using the bait. As mentioned, sprays can repel ants, so you don't want to chase them away from the bait. The way Maggie's Farm No-Spill Ant Kill bait station works is simple. When you place the activated bait station next to foraging ants, you will first notice a lot more ants in and around the station, and I mean a lot more ants. Don't be alarmed. That is a good thing, and it means the foraging ants are getting to the bait and taking it back to the colony. The bait is then shared with other ants, and like magic, the demise of the colony begins. You will soon see fewer ants in and around the station as the size of the colony decreases until they completely disappear. The length of time it takes will depend on how large the colony is. Colony sizes are usually smaller in the spring, but later in the summer and early fall, they'll typically be a lot larger. And that's it. Following these simple steps will help ensure that your ant problem is long gone. You just have to give the bait a little time to do its thing. And remember, always read and follow label directions when using any pesticide. Thanks for watching.